So why are we making a video again? Oh, the uproar in the gaming community. I've started to tell you.
Your face, like face lit up.
Well, I don't. I've been.
I'm hungry now. Okay. Sorry. You just ate. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So I still follow gaming news. Like I read video game charts online. I read Game of Sutra, and I've been following gaming for a long time. Most people don't know this, but before there was social media, I had gaming websites. I mean, that's how I cut my teeth. So when I transitioned to social media was a new thing. Well, it was like social media came up, and I was like, I left gaming behind, and everyone switched over from using a screen name to using your real name,
right.
Which at the time I thought was absurd, but the world changed. But I've been playing video games since console games since '79, PC games since '82, right? So, and I for the longest time, I had every major console and all of that. But so to me, the future I saw in video gaming is that the video gaming industry would be much like the film industry. In the early days, to me, of the video game industry were much like the early days of the film industry. And for a very long time, for at least 20 years, I've perceived that video games will eventually be the new movie, the new film. This is particularly true when maybe 15 years ago when I first saw Quake, which was my first 3D game that had filtering for the video card where you couldn't really see the pixels, where the pixels were obscured through video filtering. Long story short, there was an uproar today. This is a long wind up to why this is a big deal. Steam, which is for PC games at least, is now the primary point of distribution for games. You no longer walk into a store and buy a physical disc for PC games. You just go to Steam.
You can still do that.
You can still do it, but typically it's a Steam case with a DVD, and I'm not even sure the DVD does anything anymore because it's the original pressing of the game, and you're going to download the game all over again because there's a new update or at least download updates. But for me, the appeal of gaming has always been one thing. It's been the same with reading books. It's been the same appeal as seeing movies. It's been the same appeal as I forgot what I was going with this, but basically gaming is a vehicle for storytelling. That's the primary appeal. I'm not a casual gamer. I've never been a casual gamer. It's always been about the story and storytelling, and being able to be in a first person, have a first person fully associated experience within a story where you can make choices as a protagonist. Right. I mean, that's huge, particularly in a three-dimensional virtual environment. So it's just an extension of storytelling and using technology. Okay, so this was the big uproar. Jewish hands. So Steam and Bethesda thought it would be a good idea. Bethesda makes TES games, the Elder Scrolls series. They've made the Elder Scrolls series since 92, 91, 92, 93 in there. Around the same time, probably before Doom. Okay. You have no idea what I'm talking about? No, I have no idea. I can give you a whole history of video games. No, thank you. Okay, so they make the Elder Scrolls, which is Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion. Right, yes. They also now make Fallout series, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. So big, giant gaming company. Yes. Right? With very successful games and a very robust modding community. And what a mod is you're able to, as a community member, use tools, right? Bethesda has been always very big on giving developer tools as a part of their game. So that allows you to change or alter the game, to customize your experience, create new stories, new adventures. Whatever you can imagine, you can actually create with a little bit of scripting and an understanding of how to use a 3D editor, which I've been using editors since the days of Doom. Yeah. So we're going back, holy smokes, 22 years. So recently, Steam announced and Bethesda announced that they were going to allow modders, people like me, people like lots of people, to be able to collect revenue and start charging for mods on Steam Workshop.
It's mods always been free?
Yeah. What?
Okay, so I don't understand. Well, okay, I understand, but saying in an easy word, this is kind of like a WordPress plugin.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Basically.
Or like, yes.
Some are, but the WordPress plugins are, some are free, some are not.
Right. But it's paid by...
But mods are always been free?
Well, for Bethesda games, yes. Now, there are mods like Total Conversions. Like, I'll give an example. In 1997, I bought a mod, 2 mods actually, a mod called Malice, and then there was the licensed X-Men mod, which you bought in a box in a store, which I didn't really care for. Wasn't that popular. But Malice was a community-made mod, and it was fantastic, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't mind paying for it. And I think I used PayPal to buy it, but I could be wrong. I don't remember if PayPal existed in 97, but...
Okay, but until now, it's always been free.
Yeah, it's always been free, and you know, there's been other mods that have become games of their own. Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, Dota.
What is the Team Fortress mods for originally?
It was a Quake mod, and Counter-Strike was a Half-Life mod.
Okay.
Right, so people like me would make mods, just regular folks, would with much more talent and skill than me. Let's not go crazy. Would make mods and then put them up, and then they would, if they were of high enough quality and had enough popularity, could transition into actual being their own standalone games. We're going back in time. I don't remember. Like, I don't think I ever. And I have a bunch of mods for Half-Life 2, right? But that's not the point, right? It's always free, and one of the benefits of having free mods, and we'll use Bethesda and Skyrim specifically as an example. One of the benefits of having free mods is I could take a mod, I didn't pay for it, and I can do something with the mod, modify the mod itself to work with my other mods, or to add things that I personally want added to the mod that aren't included by the mod, or correct things to fit my style of play or my ideal. And as long as they don't re-upload the mod somewhere, it's pretty much fair game.
Yeah.
But changing mods, and I could be wrong here, if it's paid content, kind of changes the dynamic when you're changing a commercially available product, for one. And then the other is that within the Bethesda community, modding community, let's say Skyrim modding community specifically, it's open. So that means somebody releases a mod, and other people can fork the mod or make a mod on top of the mod with permission from the modder, which is generally given. But if it's a commercial product now and it's earning revenue from the modder's probably not going to be as likely to give permission. In addition to that, mods get dropped, right? Somebody's like, bored, I don't want to make the mod anymore, because supporting a mod publicly is a lot of work that you don't get paid for, and people complain, and it can be a little nerve-wracking, and it's really like something plugins. You do for love, like plugins, and somebody else can pick up a dropped mod and make even more improvements. And going back to the example of Dota, that's how Dota evolved, if I'm not mistaken. It started a mod, got dropped, got picked up again, got dropped, got picked up by 2 other people, and there was iterations. And then it kind of split into the same mod, split into what is now Dota 2 that you can get on Steam, and League of Legends, which originated from the same mod. So these wonderful things can evolve if left to evolve organically. Right? So that was kind of the uproar, because the TS community is pretty tight-knit and vocal.
What's TS?
Oh, sorry, the Elder Scrolls, the Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind people.
Oh, TES.
Are very chatty about their hobby and share resources, and is pretty tight-knit.
Yeah.
Even though it's massive, as a massive community, it's still pretty tight-knit. And there's a lot of collaboration between both users and mod makers and mod users. And so by adding the paid dynamic, I mean the whole gaming community just blew up, right? And it's hard to tell what the intention was. And finally, the revenue split was terrible.
Split?
Well, yeah, the modder was only going to get paid 25% of the purchase price of the mod, and the rest went to either Bethesda, the publisher of the original game, or to Steam.
Okay.
Bethesda, I believe, getting 45%,
Oh, that's
and Steam getting 30%,
yeah, okay. That's
which is like, and it, you know, it's
not cool.
not even a 50-50 split.
Yeah, that's weird.
For hobbyists, not professional game developers, right? So there's a big difference again. So it was just bad all the way around, and everyone was very vocally upset. And I just read before making the other video that Steam, at like an hour and a half ago, Steam, 2 hours ago, Steam pulled it and refunded everyone back their money. It was very, everyone was upset, including me.
Why didn't they like?
How can they foresee that this would be like the horse armor debacle, the Bethesda? You probably don't know about the horse armor debacle, which has kind of become a long-standing joke in the gaming community, where Bethesda was one of the first with DLC, right? Downloadable content.
Right.
We're going back quite a few years, so 2004, 2005. It would have been 2006 when the PC version of Oblivion came out. And Bethesda offered horse armor. I believe, it's been a while, but I believe you got 2 pieces, 11 years. 2 pieces of horse armor, maybe 3, but I think it was 2, for like $3. And they hadn't done this before. It's kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
And people got very, very upset because it's like $3 for like aesthetic horse armor. We're being fleeced. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And, it became a joke. And Bethesda has since written articles about what to do, what not to do. And so coming back around to that, it just seems like, how could you not have predicted this would be the result and people would be angry? Because that seems like it should have been a lesson you learned from 11 years ago that you're now repeating. It's just you're not the developer of the content. You're making your fans, your customer base, the developers. And then with the 45% that you're taking, 30% going to Steam. Like, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's totally, makes
Steam,
sense.
But their counter argument was, well, Steam always charges 30% of games that get greenlit. It's like, yeah, but those are developers who are trying to be professional developers, not hobbyists. Like, really, you could, for minor mods, not full-on total conversions or full-on games or massive add-ons to games, like, maybe drop it a little and make it worthwhile for the hobbyist modder. And then if the program's successful and good commercial product evolve from that and money's being made, maybe slowly start to raise your percentages. But to come in and take 75% off the top at the beginning was just
that's
foolish.
crazy.
Yeah. And the lesson to be learned, by the way, I was I even in frame this whole time? The lesson to be learned here is that one, don't mess with the modding community,
right.
And 2, like, if you're going to do something,
like
be
a
generous.
tight-knit community, right?
And don't be stingy with the percentages, because to me that was just like, and there were some people who make mods were like, oh, it's a great commercial opportunity. It's like, I suspect that you're a commercial programmer who mods on the side, like the hobbyist modders who aren't in the programming, who aren't programmers by trade. It's different, right?
Yeah.
And I get the intention was to allow hobbyist modders to make it a full-time profession, which would be great, but the way they went about it is wrong. But I do want to say, in fairness to Bethesda, they have been probably the most supportive as far as fostering the modding community. And Bethesda has, as long as I've been playing their games, has given away their developer tools. And then with Skyrim in particular, not only did they give away their developer tools, but they created an instructional video series on how to use their developer tools. And they've, for the most part, well, I shouldn't say for the most part, they've always been super supportive of the community. And then with this debacle to come in and kind of undo that goodwill,
all the good,
people got very upset very quickly. Like, just a flash mob of anger. Villagers with torches.
Like this.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. A good example of what can work, though, is the Minecraft modding community. because people have made money with Minecraft mods, and it's all been through ad revenue and donation, and it works. And so maybe that's the system
ads
to
on
look
Minecraft?
at. Well, when you download a Minecraft mod, typically there is a PayPal button with some, not all.
Yeah.
Even with resource packs, there's a donation. Some resource packs charge.
Okay. Donation.
And in lieu of actually paying for the resource pack, you can also click a free link, which will take you to AdFly.
Oh, I see.
And some of those texture packs and mods are downloaded so many times that ad revenue, those little pennies, actually add up into something significant.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are just my thoughts.
All right.
That was it.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Mark.
Okay.